I just opened up a new deck of rider-back bicycle playing cards, and I'm going to use them for this explanation of this version of Triumph that I love to do. Triumph is, in fact, if you haven't seen the performance, go ahead and check it out here, but I'm going to describe it a little bit. So where you take the cards, you mix them up, face up into face down, all this weird shuffling, and they mix up face up into face down, and then you end up actually, by doing some kind of a wave or a magical gesture, the cards turn and they're facing the correct way. And usually in Triumph they're all back in new deck order, but in this one we're just going to get them separated from red to black, which is even an amazing thing just on its own that they're red and black. So here's what you do. Start with it's 100% impromptu. Start out with a shuffled deck. Now the move is actually pretty simple. When I get to this point, I turn them over, okay, and I'm going to start to mix them. This is the mix. I'm just doing this, okay. Now when I'm talking, it helps to hide exactly what I'm doing, okay. All I'm doing here, let me shuffle these up a little bit. All I'm doing here is this. I'm starting out with something like this. I see a red card. I'm going to push off all the red cards into my hand with it face up, so into the palm of my hand. Then when I get to a black card, I'm going to turn this hand over, take all the black cards. Then I'm going to turn over and take all the red cards, and all the black cards, all the red ones. There's a black one, a couple red ones, black one, red one, and I just do this really fast, and I talk about things. I might say the same thing over and over again like 5 times or something, but I just keep talking because the reason I'm talking is so that it hides what I'm actually doing here, so that they don't catch what I'm actually doing. And I'm just doing this, taking all the black ones, red, there's a black one, there's a red one, there's some black ones, and that's it, okay? And I square the deck up. Now what I've done here is this. I now separated the deck in 1/2 face down cards and 1/2 face up. You have 1/2 is all red, or 1/2 is all black, the other half is all red, okay? Just like that. And that's the setup, and it looks like when you're doing that you're mixing them up all crazy ways, and there's little patches of cards, and you enhance that by this next move. You'll be able to tell, especially if it's a new deck, there'll be I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but the way the deck is made, it actually buckles, and it'll be buckled right at the seam right there in the back, and you'll be able to see it either from the front or the back. You'll be able to see the buckle in the deck. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cut below that buckle and show that there's a face-up card. You're going to cut above that buckle and show that there's a face-down card. Then you cut right at the buckle, and that's going to show there's a card face-to-face. Now here's the move. Whenever you close this up, you're fixing everything. You're going to curl your first finger under the deck like this, and all you're going to do is extend that first finger, and it'll actually flip the deck over, clipped in the first and second finger. So you just extend, boom. So you're doing that as you're coming down with this pack on top. So it's in slow motion like that, and you're squaring it up in your hand. Okay. So let's look at that one more time. In real time, it looks like this. You go here and boom. Okay, so that's real time. What that looks like. I'm gonna go over that one more time here. A little bit more detail. You don't want it to look like you're just flipping this out and laying this on top, okay? So you gotta hide that. You hide it using your pattern. What I do is I say something like this. I'll cut it and I'll say, so if I cut it here, you can see there's a face-up card. I could see that there's even a face-down card. I even cut it to a point where there was a card face-to-face, and I mean, I knew at that point that there was no way I was gonna find his card. I mean, his card was lost. I don't know how I was gonna find it. But then something hit me. I remembered something, and I've done the move. I look right up into their eyes when I say that. And when it's just a natural thing, you look in someone's eyes, they look back into your eyes, and that's your perfect time to do the misdirection, to actually flip that pack over and put this one on it. So now you see, now the card is, I wave my hand, snap my fingers, it fixes the entire deck. You see now every single card, I do this so slowly and deliberately so they can see this, every single card is now facing the same way. Every card. What's even more weird than that is all the shuffling and all the mixing that was done. You see now all the red cards are in one pile, and all the black cards are in another. the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how it works. So I like to add that in. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how it works. So you can make it seem like you don't even know what happened. I mean, it just happens. You don't understand how it happened. So that's the way you got it. So that's a simple beginner's version of Triumph. It gives you great effect. You can also do that with the selected card if you want the person's selected card to be in there too, facing the opposite direction of all the other cards. You can just do it that way instead of having the red and black thing, which would be very similar. It would look like this. You would have, let's say that's the selection. It's put in. You just control it back to the top of the deck. I'm just going to use a double undercut. Boom. Okay. Control it back to the top. Now, I flip the deck over and I'm going in. Now, this time I'm not going red and black, I'm just taking clumps. I'm taking like 5 or 6 cards, like this. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get down to the last card, okay? Which is their card. Once I get to the last card, when I get close to it, I don't want them to see that it's their card. So when I get to it, I'll take everything above it and then I'll flip the deck over right on top of it, like that. Okay? Or, I'm sorry, I won't flip it over, I'll just leave it so that this card is actually facing the opposite direction. So I'll need to put this on here, or I'll need to flip this over and put it on bottom. I want to hide that, so when I'm going through, I get it here, I just kind of do this move. I kind of just flip it over and set it like that. Okay, or I can set it on top like this. Doesn't matter. You just want to get it somewhere. What I'll do, another way you can do this actually is this. Let's say it's here. Let's fix this up like that. Okay, you can go through, take your clumps, boom, boom. When you start to get close, that's when you can do the move. Okay, so you can get it close, and as you're going here, you're putting here. You just kind of come up and just slide that card on like that, so it's there, and then push the rest on top like that. So now you got this kind of a thing, and you can show face down, face up. Give them a spot where they're face to face, square them up, say, look, I wave, I snap. Fixes every card in the deck. Every single card. Well, except for one card. Your selection. The 4 of clubs. So that's 2 different ways you can do that Triumph. Really awesome effect. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.